Hello, it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Deborah Cruikshanks, a world-renowned musculoskeletal physiotherapist who is a personal mentor and works regularly with our PBT program. Welcome, Deborah.
Thank you, Marie. It's great to be here.
We would like to discuss the feet today. Right? All dancers want to improve their feet, but it's the how to improve the feet. So I'll let Deborah explain the most safe and productive way to get a strong foot for right on top of the point shoe.
Great, thanks, Marie. So dancers really do aspire to a beautiful long foot with a beautiful arch. The arched foot, though, is achieved through many different joints, many different levels. So it comes from the ankle joint. It then comes from the bones through the midfoot or middle of the foot. It then also comes right down through the metatarsals and into the long toes. So to successfully achieve this beautiful arch, you really need to be working and articulating bit by bit by bit by bit correctly right down through the foot and through those little tiny joints of the toes. So to successfully maintain the arch, not just from a standing stretch position, but to beautifully work through this arch during tendu, rising, on point, you also need the strong muscles to be working through from the back of the calf, your gastrocs and soleus calf muscles, over the ankle, through the midfoot, and down into the toes. We sometimes see students in pursuit of this really beautiful arch standing with their toes crunched up like this on the floor or over a block or over a foam roller, and they're standing there with their full body weight through these poor little joints of the toes. It's not helpful because that's not where your arch comes from. That's not where this beautiful, beautiful arched foot comes from. It comes from here, from the ankle through the midfoot. That's where your arch is, in through these joints here. And then those beautiful long toes, energy out the toes, lengthened foot, completes the look. So merely just standing there is not helping you at all. Another thing physiotherapists really don't like to see either when you're standing all crunched up, you're actually putting at risk those small joints of your foot and the little bones. So if you're just standing there with your body weight through your toes, we're nervous that you're at risk of a stress reaction or a stress fracture, or worse, you do actually break one of the little bones in your toes or foot. So I would dissuade dancers from doing those static body weight types of stretches in standing or on a block or on a foam roller. All right, so having said don't do that, what am I happy for dancers to do? In the PBT program, that beautiful small ball work, we sit on the floor with the ball under the big toe and stretch and massage that joint. You're not only releasing the joint, you're releasing anything that might be tight back up there into the foot and via fascia connections back up into the calf as well. So the small ball exercise of stretching all of the toes, then rolling backwards and forwards down the inside border, come across down the outside from the heel to the toes. You're massaging and you're coming up under those joints and then down into the toes and then back again and up and under and back to the heel. So you're really stretching and releasing very beautifully everything in the foot that needs to happen. So that's the release. What sort of strengthening would we suggest? The beautiful fusion ball, the pointing into the fusion ball is such a beautiful exercise where the foot starts. Obviously, your dancer is sitting. The foot starts from a neutral position, and then the dancer will put their foot on the fusion ball and articulate through the ankle, through the midfoot, and down into long toes into the fusion ball. articulate back up out of it. Beautiful, beautiful exercise for strengthening that now beautifully and safe released arch that the dancer has achieved. Dancers need guidance. And, you know, I'd like to think that myself and Marie, the PBT program, all the other dance practitioners around the world are helping students with that guidance. I would also caution young dancers from really jamming their foot into those foot stretcher machines, those stretchers, because again, quite often, that big tough rubber band that you put around your foot in the stretcher is across your toes. It's actually not even coming across your arch. And again, when you put your foot severely into one of those, you run the risk of overstretching the soft tissue on the top, the ligaments, the tendons, the nerves. So I would suggest that young dancers try to more organically and safely acquire their arch than from sort of unregulated stretchers and those foot stretcher machines. So that is my message.
Wonderful advice. And we must always remember the body is forever. And I just like to add one thing about using the resistance band to make sure it's used correctly as well. So I would avoid, because we don't want any curl of the toes, so I would avoid this where the students just curl over, right? As Deb has pointed out, you get the strength up here for that beautiful arch. So you put it on the whole foot, stretch it out like a footprint. Take the big toe to the outside so that there's no inclination of sickle. Bring the inside across the tibia and give it gentle resistance, whether it be on the fit ball or the fusion ball. And always cue long toes, long, strong toes, never to curl and back. Right? So valuable to have that articulation and long, strong toes. When I'm teaching, I often say to the young students that each toe is a laser beam and it must shoot that laser beam straight to the opposite studio wall and back.
It's a lovely
precious bodies. And we want to get them there, but in the most safe and productive way. Thank you so much for your advice, Deborah. As always, we're very grateful.
You're welcome, Marie. Thank you.